got the country's deepest river gorge, mountain bluebirds and potatoes galore, sockeye salmon, golden trout. What's the name of the place that I'm talking about? It's north of Utah, south of BC. We've got a lot of land for a soul to be free. East of Washington and Oregon too, and west of Montana and Wyoming. Odelo, Odelie, people come to visit, they stick around to stay. Odelo, Odelio, well the name of the place is Idaho.
Have you ever smelled the wild roses at the Birch Creek kilns? Have you seen the Chinese banners discovered at the Pon Yam House? Have you ever listened to the songs of the Coeur d'Alene tribe at the Mission of the Sacred Heart? At the Idaho Heritage Trust, we believe that preserving our state's historic fabric for the enjoyment of our children and grandchildren is the most important thing we can do. In Idaho, that task covers a vast territory. Most of Idaho's earliest history occurred in our smaller towns and counties. Because growth and development has not yet reached our rural byways, our heritage has remained intact. Many of our rural communities still use their historic buildings as museums or meeting places, and several are deteriorating and may soon be lost. Imagine if Beauville Opera House is torn down, or the scavengers continue to strip the rustic lumber from the mining town of Gilmore. So what is the solution? Idaho Heritage Trust provides money and free preservation assistance to restore and preserve historic structures and cultural artifacts. We provide support for archaeological research. We write select nominations to the National Register of Historic Places. Under unique circumstances, we will help purchase historic buildings and sites.
I arrived here on this farm in about 2003, and I found that the log cabins, both cabins out here, and the farmhouse were full to the rafters with historical items. There were historical books on the floor in the log cabin. I didn't know how old the log cabin was. I didn't know about the rooms in the house, how old the farmhouse was, and I was told to contact Idaho Heritage Trust, that they would have answers to our questions and tell us where to go next, and I don't know what I would have done without them. That's where it all started. There were a couple people from Idaho Heritage Trust that stopped by to look at everything, and in a minute they were on their cell phones, and there was about 15 people wandering around looking at all the cabins and taking photographs and giving us advice. And again, I just don't know what I would have done without Idaho Heritage Trust.
Our trademark red, white, and blue license plate generates a 50-cent per plate royalty fee. Invested in an endowment fund, the earnings fund our wide-ranging program. Since our founding in 1989, we have given over $3 million to more than 400 projects throughout all 44 counties. $1.98 million was given to communities with populations of 5,000 or less. The public can still visit the historic town of Chesterfield, settled in 1881 by Mormon pioneers, because the community was able to buy the site's 120 acres and 27 buildings with the help of a $135,000 grant. Children can still feed chickens at the Schick Ostalasa Farmstead in Dry Creek Valley because our initial funding helped restore the farmhouse. Visitors can marvel at the unique stained glass windows in Haley's Emmanuel Episcopal Church because grants totaling $40,000 helped repair them to their former glory. During the Lewis and Clark Bicentennial, we purchased the pristine Glade Creek campsite of Lewis and Clark and gifted that historic site to the state of Idaho.
By developing the most comprehensive historic preservation program in the state, we're saving historic Idaho for tomorrow. For the benefit of our children and our grandchildren, we thank you for your support.
People come to visit, stick around and stay, 'cause when you get to Idaho, you never wanna go.